Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jay and the cat has just decided that she wants to be on my lap. So again, apologies for any loud purring or cats that hop into the screen. Today I thought we'd try out some pastels and background with pastels. As many of you, I suppose, don't feel that I'm very professional at doing backgrounds. And the easiest way I found is doing them with pastels, even though still I usually am not really content with the way it turns out. So as I showed you in the different videos, I showed you that I got a couple of stencils and I thought those would be the easiest way to do backgrounds with. So today I want to try those out with you. I finished a picture in my Frühlingsspaziergang. I finished this one. And I want to do, I don't think this really needs a background, but I want to do some little butterflies around the edge with this stencil, as you can see. Oh, okay, the cat has found a nice place. And I want to do the butterflies in like a gradient. And maybe in those three colors, like maybe in a pastel blue, pastel pink, and pastel yellow. I have a couple of pan pastels, but maybe because they are so dense with pigment, they usually get even more splotchy than my others. The best success I found was with those pastels, so that's what I'll try today. So the easiest way so far is just taking like a little plastic surface and let's try and decide on which colors we want to do. If you don't know, the Faber Castell pastels look like this. 48 colors. And I have little swatches in my swatch book here. Like so. And I think I want to take alizarin, carmine, and cobalt blue, and cobalt blue and cadmium yellow. Let's see how they look. So, in the lid here, it says which colors are which. If you hold it the correct way, I suppose. So what did I say? Cadmium yellow. That's what I feel. Shift this one. Alizarin crimson is this one. You can see that you really need to swatch them out. I mean, this doesn't look pastel-y at all, does it? And ugh. That's the disadvantage to them. And cobalt blue is this one. Let's see. Ugh. And you can take a little knife. I usually take scissors. And just it'll make a mess. That's just how it is. Take a couple. And just scrape some powder off. And have a tissue or something ready. Against the mess. Okay. Let's see how these look together. Have a little swatch. Start with some yellow. Some of that. And some of that. Yeah. I think that works. Let me just adjust the color of the camera. It really is a bit more warm in real life than it is on the camera. Huh. Well, it insists on it being automatic. Well, you should never go against the wishes of the computer, should you? Okay. So taking the stencil, and I want to have a band of butterflies going up here, and then do the same up here, and then let's see how that turns out. Put you a bit more in the middle so that you can actually see. So I also have some Q-tips for the smaller areas. Let's start with the blue down here. Take a bit out here and then just stencil it on like so. Blue. And then some of the crimson. Oh, I hope it just doesn't look like a mess when I'm done. As I said, so far I've seen people have so wonderful results with pastels, but I've never. Just didn't have a little gradient, as I said, and now I don't have a third cotton spot. This is stupid. Oh, let's do it like this. Like so. Maybe, do a little more of the gradient here for the bottom one. Maybe we should do that with the blue too, just a bit. Just a tiny bit at the bottom of the butterflies. Like so. Well, let's see how that turned out, shall we? Well, not too bad. What do you think? The yellow one is a bit... But I think you can't almost see it's a bit of powder went below. But I think that's pretty sweet. Well, let's continue on. It should be maybe like so. It's a bit hard because the stencil is a bit too big. So let's just very faintly, need to be a bit careful because it doesn't lay flat. Oh wait, let's take the Q-tip for the small ones. I think that's easier. Just the small ones like so. Maybe take a bit of yellow too. That should make a nice green color. Just to have a little gradient going on there. Yeah, like so. Oh. You can erase the powder easily because, that is the advantage of pastels. I think it's just good. Let me clean the stencil off a bit, I think. Like so. Made a little mess here. Oh my god. But as you can see, it is pretty easy. then maybe put it like so, and then do all of this again. Maybe start with the crimson this time. Or maybe let's take a Q-tip, seems easier. And take a bit of yellow too, to make a little gradient here, like so. Like so. Let's take the blue next. Oh, take a bit more. I don't think Pastels and I will become friends anytime soon. Still think it looks splotchy. I mean, I suppose it also depends on the paper you're using this with. But I mean, I've seen people do this with all kinds of paper, and it usually looks good, so I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I really dislike doing backgrounds with pencils because it feels so wasteful to me. So this at least is a way to have backgrounds done quick and economically. And as I said, if you really don't like it, you can always erase the pastels. Like so, and then let's add a bit of crimson in again to those. And a bit of blue to get a nice little gradient. Okay. Well, that's not too bad, is it? Okay, let me clean the stencil off and we'll do the other side the exact same way. Okay, for this side I just turn the pencil, the stencil like so. Oh. Like so. Just have to be careful not to smudge that side. Maybe I should have started at this one because I'm left-handed. Oh well. Start with yellow this time. Yeah, the Q-tip works way better for the small ones, as you can see. And I want to have the bottom one, the bottom of those be yellowed as well. And then go into the crimson like so. A bit of cotton. I think for the big one I used the cotton swab. I think that's easier. And again, I'll try and have this one be a bit of a gradient. And then go in a bit too light at the bottom, like so. And then go in with some blue on top. And it mixes into very, very nice purple. Pastels are really not for people who don't want to make a mess, I suppose. Like so. And take up a cotton swab for the big one again. I'm almost out of pastel, but still enough for that one. Okay. I think I need to be very careful if I want to move this, because I think it's just... Maybe I'll have something in between, like so. Like so. This should be okay. Because otherwise I'll have the outline of the other butterflies below. And again, take a bit of the crimson again. Go on top. Makes a very nice orange. I like this. Okay. Okay, I need a bit more dust. So I'll just scrape a bit more off. This should be enough for the rest of them. Really careful not to smudge this. Like so. Okay. So I think we had blue again. Ooh. Cotton swab is giving up. Then go in with that one again. Makes for such a nice purple if you mix them. Maybe here too, just a bit to have a little gradient going there. And we'll make that one. And then I think I'll go back with the yellow for the top. Make them all yellow and then go back in with the crimson again to have that little orange gradient. Let me think. And a bit of the crimson for, let's say, the bottom one, like so. And mix it in a bit, like so. That's not half bad. Let me clean this up with a bit of an eraser, and I think then this might be good. Just very carefully picking up the dust that is too much on the sides here. I I usually use a Berman eraser, but I think for this it's a bit too big. So I have this very tiny eraser. I usually don't use it because for colored pencil it's not strong enough, but here, let's see, it should be perfect. Ah, smudged it. And then for pastels I also have this. It's a kneadable eraser, and it can pick up the dust really well. It doesn't let it go again. All done! Don't forget, if you do this, to always follow up with a fixative afterwards, because otherwise of course it will smudge. I will do that. I have to do that outside, of course. Just clean this up a bit. And yeah, then you're done. So I'm back from putting fixative on the page. This is what I use. There are several different ones you can get. The only thing I know what to look for is that it's workable fixative, so that you can work on top of it if you want to, but I usually don't, because the results are a bit strange. Now it's, you can't smudge it anymore, and it's set. You have to do that because otherwise the pastel will just smudge all over the place. You have to be a bit careful with the fixative, because sometimes on some paper and with some mediums it can bleed through. I only had this happen with ink, like with fine liner ink, but for some strange reason, can you see the blue outlines of the flowers have bled through? This is just pencil. I've never had this happen before, but I accidentally sprayed a bit too much of the fixative on this area, so maybe that is why. As you can see, the other parts, I mean, the flowers here too, they didn't bleed through. So always be a bit careful with it and really just use a very small amount. That's enough to set the page. Well, other than that, I feel that the experiment with the pastels and the stencil really worked out fine for a first try. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye!